Hello guys, welcome to my new video. Today we are creating this UI for the profile page. On the left side you can see the profile image, then the username of that user. From here the user can change its profile image and also delete. After that, the settings, account settings, that is the user can change the language or change the themes from over here. And after that, the some tabs that like general, personal, address, and social, which contain the various input fields, and from where the user can update or fill the personal information. So in this video, we will design this using the React and the Bootstrap. So let's get started.
Okay, so let's start by opening your favorite text editor. So I'm using the VS Code. Okay, so let's first create the React app by typing command npx create React app, and I will give the app name as same as the profile page. So keep it is at as it is. So let's wait to download all the dependencies, that is node modules for this React app. Okay, so all the node modules are yet downloaded. So now we can start the app and see if everything working. So let's type the command npm start and let's see if it is working or not. Okay, so this is the default home page that show when we create the React app and run. So it is working. So as we discussed, we are going to use the Bootstrap in this project. So let's try to import the style sheet of that Bootstrap, that is CDN. So let's just copy this link and paste it in your index.html page. So let's paste it over here. Let's say this as a bootstrap style sheet link and paste it over here. Let's save this and let's now delete all the unwanted files that we don't wanna use in this project. So from the app.js, let's remove this whole code. Also, we don't wanna use the index.css. Let's delete this file. Delete. We need to remove this from the index. After also, we don't want to use that report of web vital. So also remove this. Okay, so remove this web vitals also. Okay, let's just give it this as a hello world. Okay, so everything is working fine. So let's just start it actually with our profile page code. So first create the new folder with the name that pages, because we are going to show that in the different URL, so it will be the different page. So inside that create the profile. Under this profile, let's create one file that index.jsx and also one style css.css. This index.jsx will contain our all the means our base component for the profile page. So let's just create the one functional component for the index. Let's replace this with profile and just import this into the our app.js file, that is the profile. Let's see how it is looks. Okay, it is showing the content of the our profile. Okay, means it is working fine. Now just import our style sheet inside this style.css. Perfect. Now let's start with the actual our coding. So first we are going to create that left left part, that is the profile, image, change, delete, and account setting and the themes. So for that, let's start with the first div, which is also the row, and inside that we going to give that no gutter. So g hyphen 0. After that also we want to align items center. After that, justify content also center. Okay. Inside this, we will give the another div which is of the called 10 length. So we are is aligning it in the center of this parent component. So let's make it as a height as a whole whatever it is seeing on this screen. After that, let's give some content hello world. Let's see how it looks. Okay, perfect. It is showing here. So let's try to start with that account setting code. Actually, for that we are also making it as a row, and inside that the actual code will be there. So we make it as a border rounded 3 maybe. It looks good. And also again we are not want extra space, so g hyphen 0. After that we'll give that as a call 4. Inside this call 4 we will give another div, and this div will have the text center img, and inside this the our actual image that we are going to show for the profile, and let's say this as a profile for user. Okay, so for the image, let's just import one image. No, no, not this. Which image do we need to import? Okay, let's just import this image. So let's just copy inside this. Let's create one folder that is media. Inside this media, we'll create another folder that is images, and inside these images, let's put paste our. Why it is not pasting? Okay, we'll do that from the folder profile page, src media images, and paste it over here. Okay, it is pasted. Now just try to import this into our file. Import a profile image from media, and then images, then hill road. So just replace this src with our profile image. Okay, let's see how it looks. Okay, perfect. So now we need to change the width and height for this. It should be the whatever the length of the its parent, width of the its parent. So let's give the class name as image fluid. Okay, let's see. Okay, now it looks good. Okay, okay. So after that, let's add the profile name below this. That is our the name of the user. Now, for now, we will give this as a code DE. Let's see how it looks. Okay, perfect. It will look good. So we need to change that the size of this image to the little bit smaller. So let's do that. For this, we will write the class profile image, and inside this, we will give this as a width 100 pixel, height also same 100 pixel. After that, border radius will be 50%, so it will be look like round. Let's see. We need to this give this class name inside this class, so it will be a profile image. Perfect. Now it looks good. I want also that this much only, not to the bigger than this. Okay, so it now looks good. After that, we have one to give the two buttons, that is the change and the delete. For that, we also need to create the another div, and the class name will be row. We don't want extra any space, so g hyphen 0, and the two divs or the two buttons that we can say, that is first is the change and the another is the button delete. So on the change button, we want to open that file explorer from where we can select the new image and upload that. For that, we need to change that the button to the input. So for that, we'll do that like input type file. Class name will be we don't want to show this, so because it will show that choose files and no files will be selected. So let's see how it looks. So I don't want to show this, so I will make it as a display. Class name will give as a display none, and on change I want to do some call some functions and do the that whatever things that I want to do. After that, user uploading the file that want to change in the user profile, upload it on the server, so everything will be go inside this function. You can separately write function another and give the call the function from the here. It is also possible, so let's give it this as the id also. So let's we give as a file input. Okay, and for this now how to see that the change. So let's give as label for this, and the label will be file input and the label will be change. Okay, and now I want to make that label looks like a button. This label I want to looks like a button. So let's add some class for this. What is going on? Class name, that class name will be profile image action button. Okay, so let's write the css for this. So for this we want the border. Okay, so let's give this a border not none, but actually we want border of 1 pixel solid, and let's keep it as a gray. After that, the background color will be a white. After that, the border radius also keep of around 5 pixel. After that, the font size will be little bit smaller, that is 30 pixel, and the font weight will be bold. Let's see how it is looks. Okay, it looks good, but I want to show this in the side by side. So let's make this as a class call 2, and also this button as a class name call 2, and make the offset of 1. in between them, so it will be get separated. Okay, perfect. Now let's just for this make the justify content end, so it will be moved to the ending of this. Okay, perfect. And now let's also add the padding for these two buttons also. So let's add the padding of the two for this button also. Padding two for this. Let's see how it looks. Okay. No, it is too much. Let's give it a one for this also. Let's give it a one. Okay. After that, let's just make this a text center. So not it will be get aligned to the top. Okay, and also for this make let's make this this bold and the cursor will be a pointer. So something it looks something like that. When you click on the change, so it will be the open the files from where you can upload the image for the your new profile. Okay. Okay, so after that let's just try to give the space between these two buttons and our the image and the name. So for that we will add some margin after the hour for this. Okay, the margin y will be 4 and px will be 3. So let's see how it looks. Okay, now it looks good. Okay, okay. For this we also need to add this button class, that is a profile image action button. Let's see how it looks. Okay, now these two buttons are showing perfect. Okay, okay. I want also to some space at the end of this image also. Let's see how it looks. No, 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 at the margin at the bottom. Okay, and also for this at the class instead of this, let's go to margin at the bottom for this two. Okay, now it looks good. After that, let's try to implement that last the account setting part. For that also we are going to give the another div. So for this after that div, let's give another div. Also this is going to be row hyphen g. No, not actually the row. And also we give the border top. Okay, and inside this there are our two divs. For that we want to show the language change and the themes. Let's just first give the account setting heading, account setting, and the margin bottom for this as a margin bottom is 2. Okay, after this we'll give as a div with the margin top of the let's say 3, and inside this div let's give one it's 6, and this 6 will be contain the language. What is going on? Let's see how it looks. Okay, perfect. That but there should be some padding in between this, so let's just add some padding. Py maybe p hyphen 3. Okay, perfect. It now looks good. So after this we want to show the select drop down. Okay, but we need to first download install that React select package. So for that, let's run the quick command npm install react hyphen select. So meanwhile it downloads, we will download the two images for our languages, that is for the USA flag. Let's download this flag. Okay, instead of the download, we will give that this link. Or should I download? Let's download this instead of the giving link. Where is the save image? Okay, save image. Inside is our, where is our folder? Inside promol, YT profile image, src media. Inside these images, let's give this as a English lang icon. And for the next will be our which language we should prepare. The Hindi from the means the India flag, Indian flag. So let's just download this save image and Hindi lang icon. Okay, so both the icons are downloaded. Also our React select is also downloaded. So let's import this React selector from where it is getting. No, I don't want this selector. By default, whatever the select that is from the React select, I want that only. Okay, for now, I have to pass all the options and all the things labels for that React select. So let's create one constant that is languages and pass the two objects inside this. That is first is the whose label will be Hindi, okay, and the value will be uh, Hindi, HN. Let's give it Hindi, and also the image will be the image that we are importing for that. Let's import that image for the Hindi lang Hindi lang where we can call icon from media slash images and Hindi icon image, and let's give this image for the here. Okay, this is for the Hindi. Now second will be label, will be English, value will be English, English, the image will be English lang icon. So let's import this English lang icon. Import English lang icon from same media slash images slash English flag. So let's just pass these options to the our selector, that is the languages. Okay, let's see how it looks. Okay, perfect. It is showing the both the language. Oh, there's one spelling mistake in English. Okay, perfect. Now I want to show that the flag alongside this label. So for that, we are going to use the format options. Sorry, format option label. So for this format option label, and we'll pass the option object, and for each options we give the label, value, and the image. So for this we will return something like some div. So let's keep this as a z. Okay, for this div, in this div, first we will give one image that is for that the flag, and after that we will give the that label. So for that we'll give the image, and the source will be the whatever the images that we are using from the language array. So it will be option hyphen option dot image, and the alt will be let's give this alt as a option dot label, and the class name will be a let's have some lang icon, and the margin end will be no, let's keep it as it is. And for this, after that we'll write one spam, and which will show the option dot label. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it is showing, but the size of the flags are too much big, so let's use that class and make it small. For this we will add width will be around 20 pixel, height also be a 20 pixel. Let's see how it looks. Okay, perfect. Now I want to give the no, I want to increase this size also. So let's see how it will show. We need to increase the width instead of only height. Okay, now it looks good. But between the image and the label, there should be some margin. So for that, we'll add the class as a margin ending will be a 1. Let's see. No, let's add some more 2. Let's see how okay, perfect. Now it looks good. By default, we want to let's the default option which is selected for the select will be a Hindi. So default value will be a that let's say languages, and the for no for 0, that our Hindi will be the first, and after that the English. Okay, so also let's add the IND, and for this add US. So let's see how it looks. Okay, no, instead of this, simply just keep it as a Hindi and the English. Okay, perfect. Now let's add some style for this language. So I don't means add some space between the language and the selector. So for that, just add some margin bottom for the language. That is margin bottom will be a 3. Okay, perfect. After this, I want to add that themes. For that themes, let's just add another div whose whose the margin top also will be at the 3. And inside this theme, let's first add the title, that is themes. Okay, inside this themes we have to show that the blocks of the 3 colors. Okay, for this we'll let's take that one div with g row, and the we don't want extra space, so g hyphen 0. And inside this let's give the 3 divs with the call of the 2. Okay, okay, let's the 3.
The first theme will be here, the second theme will be here, and the third theme will be here. Okay, for the first theme, let's add one another div inside this. So we'll add this div, and the class name will be theme one. Theme one, let's say theme one box. So do same for this. Let's say it is a theme two box. After that, theme three box. Okay, for this we are going to write the CSS. Control Z. Okay, let's format some code. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it is showing the themes, but now we have to add the styles for these themes. So let's make this as a one add one class that themes container. Okay, for this now let's add some CSS for that the themes that we are showing. Themes container, themes container, and all the divs that is child of that themes container will have the border of the 1 pixel solid, and let's add some color like if I don't know the color code, so let's select from this only, make some blue. mm, okay, let's give this color. After that, let's add some padding, that is 2 pixel. After that, the border radius, also add the border radius of the 5 pixel. Okay, now we need to add the colors for this, that is for the theme one box. The background color will be mm, let's give this as a something green, that is the 8 ED. Let's see how it looks. Same. Okay, let's just skip this as it is depend upon the whatever the choice that you want to give for the colors. For the theme 2, I want to show the background color something like red, so let's keep this as a FF3. Let's add some colors, red color. Okay, let's keep this as a, and for the theme 3 box, let's just add the color background color something like purple. So for that we will use the 5750D4. Okay, okay, this is good. Let's see how it looks. Okay, again it is not showing. So for that these the witches are the child of the child inside the themes container, we need to add the style for this also. So let's add the style for the div inside the div, and let's make the width will be the 100%, whatever the size of their parent, the height also will be 100%, and the border radius will be 5 pixel, and after that the cursor will be a pointer. Let's see how it looks. Okay, instead of that height we need to add the height like 30 pixel. Okay, it's showing correct, but I want to show you this in the
the row, not in the column. So for this, I need to add the class. Okay, no. I added this over here. Okay, call to theme one. Okay, where I went wrong. Okay, width will be 100%. The cursor will be pointer. Row due. Okay, call to. After that, let add offset of the one. For this, also add the offset of the one. Okay, let's inspect and let's see where we are going wrong. Inside this row, the call to. Okay, if I remove this, okay, due to this, everything is happening. For this, I need to revert this also. Let's keep as 30 pixel. Okay, now it is showing. Okay, one, two, three. Instead of this, let's add some. For instead of this, let's add this row to the this class only. Let's see what's going on. Dual again. Remove this. Okay, now everything looks good. Now we have to add, means increase the size of that the bottom. So for this we will add this as keep it as 100%. Okay, after that let's increase the call width for this up to a 3. Okay, now everything looks good. This, for now let's add some margin top for these three blocks from the themes. For that we will add that margin top, like class name, margin bottom for the themes like 3. Let's see how it looks. Okay, still we need to add some space like 5. No, it is too much. 4. Okay, margin top will be also 4. Okay, after that account setting will be 5. Let's see how it looks. Okay, now everything looks good. Okay, now we need to change that this to the 2, because we are designing for the only desktop only, not for the mobile. So let's make it as a small. Okay, now it looks good. So on the clicking of this, the color will should change for the all the page. So for this we will create one state like theme const and the theme, and also the set theme. This is our use state, and by default the value will be a theme 1, or let's keep it as 1. And whenever the user click on the any of this box, then we want to change the theme. So on click, I want to change set theme as what for this one, and do I want to do same for the other two themes also, for this also,
And for this the theme will be 2, and for the third the theme will be 3. Okay, and the whichever theme is active, then it will change the color according to the that. So let's try to code for the next part, that is our another right hand side part, that we contain the social, general, personal information and the address. For that also we are going to use the input field of the bootstrap. So for that let's create one component inside the profile. Let's come name it input field in input field dot jsx rfc. It is going to be functional component, and in this we want to show like, and the class name will be, for this class name will be form floating. Inside this will contain the one input with the type whatever type that we are passing in the props. So let's consider this as a type, and the type of the input field will be depend upon the type that we are passing. After that, the type, after that we want to show that the class name will be for this input will be the form control, and the label for this, let's take the id also from the component. For this the id will be whatever the id that is passed by the component id that is passed from the whenever user is calling for, means we are calling for the input field. So also let's give some class name, that if we pass want to show the some extra classes inside this. For now let's remove this, and we want to add the javascript also inside this. So for this class name, and our by default class will be a form floating, we need to add this inside the curly bracket, so it will work. Okay, so now it is showing. Also we need to show some placeholder. For that placeholder we are also taking from this placeholder. After that, something function that we want to call when the user changes the input. So for that also, on change on change I want to see dot on change function. Let's change function. Let's call this as change function. I want to call this change function, and add the value as e dot target dot value. Okay, and for this the name, the label, that whatever that we want to show will also come from the here. So let's keep this as a label. Okay, so this is the input component that we want to show. So for now let's try to code for that input fields from the right hand side. So where we are ending this call for. Okay, here. After that the our another will be do call of the 8. Okay, and also let's start this, and I want to show some border in at the start, so let's add some border starter. Let's see. Okay, perfect, now it looks good. Let's first create the tabs that I want to show in the top. For that
Let's create one array constant. Let's say tabs, and inside that tabs, let's give the list of the tabs. That the name of the tab, that is first will be a general. This first will be general. For that general, that we want some component also, but for now we not designed. So let's keep it as it is. After that, let's give some name as a personal. After this, will be a something like social, and after that we'll give as a no. Instead of this, after this we'll give as a address, and after that personal. That is sorry, that is social. Okay, so let's iterate over it and show that these tabs only in the our in the right hand side component. For that, let's write some for loop. It is a mapping map, and also in that we will show this tabs. So okay, for this let's start div will be the row, the parent. For this all the content which is going inside this right side. So okay, and also add one class that we in future we will use, that is a profile tabs. Okay, inside this let's write the loop tabs dot map, and for each tab I want to return I want to return like one div. The one div whose class name will be a something like call 3 3, and we have the four options, like 3 into 4 will be 12, 3. Also after that, let's keep it that as it is. We want to add some extra classes, but let's add our first look that how it looks, and after that on the need we add the other on the click. Let's say we want some function to be called means, let's say we want to call set active theme, set active tab, and inside this set active tab we want to give the tab number for this. So let's add the, now you will confuse that why we are using this. So at the first design, you see that whenever I click on the different tabs, that the border of the tab will get activated. So I want to do that when the user click on that particular tab, then the set active tab, the index of that tab. So for that I am using that set active tab. Let for this constant active tab, by default it will be the first, and after that it depend upon the whatever the user click. So for that, let's use the one state, and for now it will be first active tab will be a 0. So let's take the index also from this. So tab, and second will be a index. So the set active will be the whatever that the index. Okay, and depending upon that active, if the active value of the active state and the value of the index matches, then that the the tab will have the border bottom depending upon the index. So after that, let's add the name, the tab and dot name. Let's see how it looks. Okay, general, personal, address, social, everything looks good. Everything looks good. Now we have to add the the active tab logic. So for this, let's add one class that is the active active tab. And inside this will show the border bottom. The border bottom will be a, let's say, 2 pixel 2 pixel solid blue or something like that. But for now, the no, we don't have the no active tab, so it will not show. For this, let's copy this name, and from the index, let's add logic for this active tab. Call will be a 3, and after that, depending upon active tab value, active tab exactly equal to index. If it is the true, then add the active tab. Otherwise, nothing will be a null. So let's check how it looks. General null address. Let's add the cursor as a cursor will be a pointer. For that we need to add some style. So it will be a profile tabs div cursor will be a pointer. Let's see how it looks. Okay, perfect. It is showing that the cursor is becoming the pointer. After that we need to add some space inside these tabs, so it will look the good according to the UI. So for now let's add some CSS inside this. That is the text align will be a center. This how it looks. Okay, now I want to add some padding in the top and bottom. So let's for this, instead of this we can add the padding from over here. That is P Y will be 3 and P, only Py will be 3. Okay, let's increase the size of this border bottom. So let's create as a 5. No, it is too big. 4. It is also 3. Okay, now it looks good. Also, let's give the color for the inactive tabs as different and for the active as different. For that active we will add the background color as a white, and for the inactive we will add the background color as a, let's add this at top. No, let's keep it as a bottom. Let's see how it is affecting. After that we will move it to the top. So for this the background color will be something f6 f6 f6. So okay, everything looks good. And the font weight will be 500. And also the font size will, let's increase the font size up to 18 pixel, and the cursor also is a pointer. So let's see how it looks. Okay, for now we set the active tabs, the background color is white, but it is not showing because it is taking the styles from the latest one. That is the styles that we defined for the last one. So let's move this as the bottom, so it will be applied, you will it will get the high preference. So let's see how it looks. Okay, still it is not seeing, so we need to add this. Okay, this is already added. So okay, why it is not working then? Background color is the white, active tab cell blue, let's red. Okay, still it is not working. Let's keep it as a white. It should work, but why it is not showing? Let's give this as a from the profile tabs, active tab. Okay, now it is showing that the profile tabs, if you add the nested classes rule, then it is working fine. Okay, so for the each component, let's add some the form that we have to render below this. So for this, let's create the four files. That is for the one for the general details hyphen gx dot jsx. The second will be the personal details jsx. The third will be a address details dot jsx, and the third will be a that the social details dot jsx. Okay, okay, it is looks good. For the general, let's add some. Let's use these tabs inside our input, and that is an index, and render this depending upon the whatever the tab that is active. So for that, let's write the another logic. So below this, I want to render. So let's give the div. Also make this as a row. I don't want extra some space g hyphen. Also that the margin top will be a 3 and the padding will be a something like 3. So after these tabs, I want to render the tabs dot at whatever the active tab and hyphen component. So for this, let's we don't have worked component. So for this, add f- let's create the dummy components without any with the initial load initial data that provide the extension. So for this, we created the 1 2 3 4, and now let's add these components inside this. The component will be general details. For the second, it will be a personal details. For the third one, it will be a address details, and for the third one, it will be a social details. Social details. Let's see how it looks. Okay, okay, whatever that we want to achieve, it is done here. So let's add the input fields in this respective component. For the general, it depends upon the you which the field that you want to include into the general. For this, I want to use that the username and the email inside the general. For that, let's create this instead of the div. Let's add some React fragment inside this. Let's import the input, our input field. Okay, that the input field variable will be our username, something like that. After that, the type will be a text. After that, what we have the ID, right? ID will be a username. After that, what we have change function. Okay, for this we will write the okay. So it will be take longer. So let's for this change function we will add like let's add this also username and set username. So we'll pass this use state for the as a change function, that is the set username. After that, what we have, that is the class name. For this, the class name, let's keep this class as a call 5. Let's make it as a show the hub size of the whole, the parent. After that, let's add the value or we accept, not value. After that, let's change function. Okay, that's it for this. Let's see how it looks. Okay, for this username, okay, it is showing. I think I not passed the placeholder. Okay, we should have to pass placeholder. The placeholder will be the code digi. Let's add the code digi. Let's see how it looks. Okay, now it is working. Do same for the another, that is the email. Let's paste the same and it here for let's just change email. The type will be email. The username will be ID will be email. And instead of this, that it will make the complex means which you should use this, but I don't want to go in the deeper. So for this, I am only passing the only the arrow functions which directly show the value that we are taking from the event, that is e dot target dot value, that much only, because this is not part of this video. It will take too much time if we consider the setting the state and the forms. So I showed that how you can use the state, so it's depend upon you how you can handle the states, or the simply pass the object of the state for the both, and we change the properties of that state. It depends upon you. After that, let's add a placeholder as a code digi at the rate code digi.com. Okay, okay, it is working. Let's add some. No, for this we'll use some trick. Okay, now for the index, for these tabs that where we are showing, let's make this as a justify content will be a justify content. Content will be a between. Let's see how it looks. Okay, perfect. Instead of this, let's go with our offset approach. For the general details, let's for the second we have to add offset 1. Okay, now it looks good. Let's add some space inside this. So for this we will add the margin top as increase at a 5. No, it is too much. Let's give it as a 4. Okay, it is now working. After that, let's add some. Okay, let's do the same for the personal address and the social. So for the this that for this, let's copy the same from the general. Let's end and let's add this into the address also. And for the address we will take the address line text, and also the address. The label will be the, let's keep it as a clean address line text. ID will be address line, and the second will be at the state, or the two. I want to take the only the two field. You can add in more fields, whatever that you want. Okay, let's keep it at a simple. So state and address line. The state will be, the address line will be, let's add the Pune. Let's make it as the Hinjewadi, Pune, and for the state, we'll keep it as a Maharashtra. Maharashtra, Maharashtra. Okay. For now, these input fields are not imported in the this component. So let's import this. So for the address, okay, it is working. Let's do the same for the other remaining two components. For the generals, we done. For the personals, let's do the same. Let's add this, import this. For the personal, we will take the first name and the last name. You can add more, but I am only showing the how should it will be done and how it looks if you use these approach. So it depends upon you that whatever the field that you want to show. So I will use the only two fields for the each tab. So it will first name, last name. The first name will be code DA and the second name will be, let's keep it as a YouTube. So for the personal, it is also showing. Let's make the state label as a capital state. First name is an email. For the email, also make it as a E as a capital. So email, and for the social, let's do the same. We copied that details for this, and for the social, that I want column should be the 10, and also for this the column should be the 10, and margin top will be the 4, margin top will be the 2, and first the label will be a, let's add Facebook profile, and the second will be linked in profile URL. It will be the text is for this ID will be Facebook profile, and for the second it will be LinkedIn profile. Okay, on changing that we also same we want to pass the same function. Okay, the Facebook URL, Facebook name will be a whatever that you want to add for the first time, that is placeholder, and the LinkedIn URL will be like something like linkedin.com/profile 123. Okay, let's see how it looks for the social. Okay, let's add some margin top extra, let's add 4. Okay, now it is working. So now let's add some buttons for that when you user click on the update or the cancel, so it will be edited. So from the index, we will do that. After these tabs, let's add another div. For that div, we want to show that let's add the edit buttons and the update and cancel buttons. So for this, we'll add a row, another no extra space, so g hyphen 0. So add two buttons. So no, first button will be the edit. Let's keep it as a justify content. Justify content will be the end, and the width of this button will be the call 3. Let's see how, okay, call 3, and let's add some padding p3. Okay, and the margin top will be 4. Now add some extra, that is 5. Okay, now it looks good. For this button, now I want to add some styles for these buttons, that is for the edit buttons. For this, let's try to add some style sheet for this edit button. Let's go inside the style.
And for the edit button, color will be a white. Let's add some border, will be a none, and the background color will be same as that used for the tabs. So let's keep it as blue. Let's see how it looks. We need to add this class inside that button. So for this, let's copy this and add it over here. Refresh it. Let's see. Okay, why it is not adding? Okay, we added the dot. Okay, now it is showing. So let's add some p2, something like that. Okay, and rounded will be a 2. Okay, let's make the color same as this theme, so it will look good. Okay, for this, let's copy this theme color. Instead of this, paste it this color, and also for this, paste this color. Okay, now it looks good. When user click the edit, it should show the two buttons, that is update and the cancel. So for this, let's add that two buttons also. For the first button, same, that button will be the same like the edit. So let's delete this and paste these two buttons. The first will be update and the second will be cancel. cancel Cancel. And this will be update. This should be edit. Let's see. Okay, edit, update, cancel. But when edit enabled, then only I want to show this update and cancel. For that, let's create one state. It is constant edit enabled, and set edit enabled. And the first it will be a false, and it depend upon the whenever user click this button, then only we want to change on click. Let's change the set the edit enabled as a true, and do same for that update. If user click on the update, and no, for the not update, for the cancel, that time we want enable false. On click, we want to show as a on click false. Okay, now let's do the logic for this. Edit enabled, if true, then show these studios, that this last studios, control X, and if it is not true, then show that the last button, this button. Okay, let's keep this as a, remove this. Okay, let's check update, cancel, update, cancel. Okay, everything working. After the cancel, we want to add some offset for this cancel, that is offset of 1, so it will show something. Okay, also that the color for the cancel should be different. For that, let's add this as a cancel
button. For this cancel button, we'll have all the styles from the, no, not for all the styles, that for the this cancel button will have the color same as this f f this, and the background color will be, let's make some paint from over here. So okay, so there is a typo error. Okay, so border should be, for this the border should be a, I think I changed the color. Okay, the border should be a none for this also. Okay, now it looks good. Update cancel. For the update, that whatever you want to call when the user update the button. So for this, let's add on click E and want to do something, that is a handle update function. For that we want to pass nothing. And this handle update, let's define this over here, constant handle update. mm, Things that you want to do when user update the information from profile page, that is calling API and updating information in server. Whatever that you want to do, you can do in that function. Okay, for now we will alert this as the information updated. So alert information updated. Let's give a try. Edit update. So information updated, and when the user click on the updated user, means this, the update will get cancelled in the another, that our edit button should be get enabled. For that we will that set enabled, and for this we will make it as a false. So let's see, edit enabled update. Okay, and again, before this I want to show, okay, let's keep, when a user click on update, okay, means it will wait. It is not depend upon the order of the code. It will wait until the user click on the okay, and after that it will move the further. So okay, so this is the code for the profile page that you want to show for the desktop applications, web applications. So from the, still there are some functional that we need to add. For this, when user click on the change the language, that time the language of the whole page should change. For that you can use the React library, that is the I18 next, that is the open source, which translate all the fields that you want to translate using the use translation hook that library have. And for this theme, you can add the separate classes for the each color, and when the user click on the particular theme, then add the this that class inside the parent container, so it will be get affected for the all the childs, and the color of this, the border, these the buttons will get changed. So okay, what is going on? Okay, something happening, cannot read the properties of undefined reading the value. So let's debug this, what is going wrong. For this placeholder E. Okay. So for this we are passing the on change on.
function. Okay, expected answer function, so expression. Okay, let's keep it as a and pass this as a e. Let's see. It should log console log the user. Okay, it is showing the username. Also, what is the error showing in the tab? Like each child in the list should have the unique key props. So okay, it should be from this the loop that we did that for the map. For this, let's add the key as the tabs dot name because we are going to give the different tab name for the each. Let's refresh this. Okay, so the error is gone. So there are some enhancement that you can add for this. That is from the when user click on the change and when the select the different image and the click on the open. That time the image will go to the server, and after that also change from this when do you okay. And when user click on the delete the default of profile image, that what we for example what we say for the WhatsApp, that should something like that should be get replacement in this profile image. After that for the language I told her that you can use I18 next library to the change the translation, and for the themes you can use the class that should define in the parent container. And for this depending upon the theme that what we do for the tabs, that set active tab, and depending upon that we are rendering the active tab class inside this that div. That same way you can do for the themes. After that for the whenever the user enter the information in the each of the field, and when user click on the update, that time you can call the backend API and send the data whatever the user changed. And if user click on the cancel, then bring it back to the previous value that whatever you fetched at the loading time and showing in his input fields. Okay, for the themes, everything is working. Still, there are some enhancement that you can disable these fields and it will be enabled when the user click on this edit button. So we only you need to pass one property along with that function. When means when the edit is enabled, then only that you should be enable the edit. Otherwise, it will be get disabled. And also the that for whenever user click on the update, instead of the showing this alert, you can show like a toaster that is from the Toastify, or otherwise you can show some pop-up that will show what happened after the what happened when the API called, and whether it is the information get updated or the not. So depending upon that, these are the some enhancement you can do, because it is not possible to uh, means cover all these aspects in the single video. But I show how the basic idea you can use for the creating the profile page for the your application. Also there should be needed the validations for the fields that the values that the user is taking. So first you need to validate that fields values. After that the call the API and send the data into the server. So that's it for the today's video. Let's meet into the another video where we will discuss something new related to UI or the system design. So see you in the next video. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.